Welcome to Supply Chainiacs. I'm your host, Glenn Koepke, along with my co-host, Chris Kobus. Hope everyone's doing well. Today's topic is around agility in the supply chain. Agility means many different things to supply chain operators, but the way we're defining it is around the information that's easily and readily available to make decisions during a time of need. And when I think of supply chain operators, one of the things at core that we're very good at is making decisions quickly with the information we have readily available. The challenge can be, though, is that oftentimes you don't have the information that you need readily available, and so you're making a short-sighted decision. And so as solutions evolve over time, they are really helping pump in information to create agile decision-making around the world. And so, Chris, welcome to the party. It's good to see you again. Would love to get your take on what is the challenge with agility within supply chain today, and where have we evolved from?
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. I think when I think of agility and I think about a organization or enterprise's abilities when it comes to being agile in the marketplace, one of the key requirements to be agile is time, right? Is earlier awareness to understand where variability is occurring, whether it's on the demand side or supply side. I think the challenge in the industry today, particularly for enterprises who haven't adopted a real-time visibility platform, is they're finding out about exceptions. Exceptions could be on the supply side where you have a port strike, you have a weather event, you have an unforeseen disruption that is limiting your ability to deliver supply, or on the demand side where customer demands change, they alter, right? And the ability to manage those areas of variability require an organization to be agile. And the challenge is without a real-time visibility platform, by the time organizations uncover these areas of variability or exceptions, their time is very limited. They have limited time to solve those, right? And that paired with all the manual processes they have today to solve just results in challenges and results in diminished customer experience and poor delivery and all the stuff that we talk about. So, but from your side, let me kind of punt the question back to you. How do you see a real-time visibility platform helping enterprises be more agile in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think there's probably three buckets or three areas that I would classify that are at the core of agility and where real-time visibility platforms are focused on. So first is technology, second is process, and third is people, right? So pretty standard. However, when you think of technology, having a centralized place to go for all visibility purposes creates consistency across the org. From a people side, making sure you have the right user base that's actively engaged and knows what that standard process is, right? And so if you have a standard process, it's much easier to engage a global workforce, both on your supply side and your demand side to leverage your platform. And then on the process side is process standardization is key in any integration, right? Technology can be super flexible, super configurable, but at the end of the day, if you don't really have core process, what happens is if team A in one disruption is operating, they're going to act differently than team B in the same disruption, and you don't want that. As platforms really engage the user base, you want to have a core process across the board. And so, those are really the three areas that I see companies focused on, not just regionally, but also globally. And they may have different process nuances by mode or by region, but generally speaking, you want to establish those key core processes across the board and then deploy the solution based on those. So Chris, those are my thoughts. How about from a real world tactical customer example? What have you seen from a value creation standpoint with agility?
Yeah, absolutely. And before I get to that, I think one comment you made that I think resonates well is technology is one thing, but without a structured workflow to manage that technology, the value can be very limited. So I think it's a great point, and it's something that I've seen in the marketplace in terms of how our customers have operationalized visibility to become more agile, right, and create a level of agility across their enterprise. And one customer specifically that comes to mind, right, major CPG provider, right, who's bringing in product from different suppliers across the country, as well as product internationally from different parts of APAC and other parts of the world. And in this example, the customer's bringing in product through Long Beach, right, through the port network there. And prior to making the investment into FourKites and into a real-time visibility platform, the process to understand where port congestion was, right, when product was going to be late was very manual. required, points of contact, tribal knowledge across the supply chain, understanding who to reach out to at the port, what customs broker to work with, things like that. And because of that, it limited the organization's ability to be agile when there were changes on the customer side in terms of demand or changes or communicating supply changes downstream to the organization. So how they've operationalized FourKites is they've used the FourKites platform to automate problem detection. So they've built business rules to alert a set of Tiger Team users to understand when certain thresholds are met. Thresholds being ETA changes, thresholds being certain dwell times, so products dwelling at a port or at a certain node in the supply chain for an excess period of time. So what they're doing is they're starting their day, these users, as a part of this Tiger team, with a list of all the exceptions that require their attention. And then from there, they're using the data within FourKites, they're all operating now on the same set of data, to troubleshoot those problems. So they know not only the location of that product and what port, in this example, that product is located, but they know the specifics about that order. They know the purchase order, right, of supply coming in. They know the types of products based on the reference IDs and numbers that are associated with that order in the platform. So what that allows them to do is not only be able to troubleshoot more appropriately, given they know the right points of contact, they have a level of understanding about what the issue is, but it also provides a level of insights that the platform is generating around, appropriate ETA estimates in terms of when that shipment is going to start moving again, right? As well as context to the shipment, so that when they communicate that potential issue downstream to customer service, to distribution, and potentially the customer, they have the right context and can set the appropriate expectations. So the value being, they know about it a lot earlier. To your earlier point, they have a structured workflow to manage that exception that allows them to be agile and manage those areas of variability that much more effectively. So Glenn, as always, this has been great. Always appreciate the conversation. To everyone who's joined, thanks again, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Supply Chainiacs.
Thank you. Have a great day.